So I just got back from seeing Godzilla Cross Kong, The New Empire. Gonna try my best to get through this video without coughing. I know I haven't seen, it's been a couple weeks since this movie's been out. Haven't been able to go see it because me and my wife has been sick. You might actually hear her coughing in the background. We're a bunch of coughing SOBs around here, guys. But I'm gonna try to truck through this video as best I can. So, went and saw the matinee of Godzilla X Kong. First of all, the title should be Kong Cross Godzilla. This is a Kong movie with Godzilla in it. So I just want to throw that out there. So I'm going to give my thoughts on it. So this, right off the bat, I will say it's my second favorite in this series. I still have Kong Skull Island as my number one. I just really enjoyed Kong Skull Island. Loved it. Love is a strong word. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Okay, it's still my number one. This falls in the number two spot. Godzilla with Aaron Taylor Johnson, I did not like. King of Monsters, I did not like. Godzilla vs. King Kong, I did not like. So I have high hopes for going into this one, but it is my second. If I had to rank them, it would be number two, and then I would have Godzilla number three, King of Monsters number probably dead last, and then Godzilla versus Kong number four. So out of the five films, this definitely ranks number two. So my thoughts on Godzilla Cross Kong, The New Empire. Here's my thoughts on it. It's a kaiju movie. It's definitely a kaiju movie. If you're going to see this movie because you want to see Godzilla and King Kong throw down with the other big monsters, then congratulations, this is the movie for you. There's like my wife enjoyed it, Danny likes it, like a lot of people really enjoy this movie. And if you want to go see a movie with just action in it, with these giant over-the-top legendary picture monsters just tearing down cities and tearing down stuff, then man, go to the theater and catch this movie, because this is the movie for you. Unfortunately, I thought this movie sucked donkey nuts. I did not have a good time with this movie. And you're like, Rob, you ranked it number two. Look, when you have a list of shit, you got to rank the shit somehow. So yeah, to me, I felt like Skull Island is still the best one out of all of them because I cared about the characters. I did not care about any of the characters. And there's going to be people already writing in the comments, we don't go see these movies for the human characters. 100% you're right. We sure as hell don't. Cheers. We sure as hell don't go see these movies for the human characters because the human characters effing suck. They suck. That's why they're just horribly written. Rebecca Hall does her best, right? I like Rebecca Hall. You know, she does her best. But man, Brian Tyree Henry is just the token black guy. This movie has all the sticks, right? You have your female lead, you have your dumb community character, and then you have your token black guy with Brian Tyree Henry. You just have the set characters, and you're ready to go. You got your young lead, your female lead, the goofy love interest that's goofy and comical, and you have your token black guy, and boom, you are ready to go in the movie. That's what it is, right? It showed what kind of movie this was when early in the movie there was a whole plot point of, hey, Godzilla needs a root canal, or not Godzilla, but King Kong needed a root canal, guys. You know, he's got a cavity. So we're going to have a whole story segment with these characters having high-tech machinery to pull King Kong's tooth out. This is something that we're seeing in this movie. Look, people can enjoy it. I'm not here to piss in your cornflakes. Everybody's entitled to like what they like. For me, when I go to a movie, I want to leave that movie thinking I never seen anything like that. I want to be wowed. I want to be blown away. And for me, seeing a bunch of CGI monsters running around hitting each other with infinity gauntlets and all this crap, like that doesn't wow me. The best way I can put this is, right, going in, I love Godzilla -1. I think it's a phenomenal movie. I think it's a masterpiece of a movie. That movie is so phenomenal in so many ways. Godzilla -1 is a character piece about someone suffering from PTSD who is still fighting the war within himself. But in the backdrop of that story, you have Godzilla, right? The movie isn't about Godzilla. It's about this character struggling with the stuff he's seen in war and feeling like, he's a coward and he ran away from his duties and all this, and he's fighting with his inner demons. That's what the movie was about. But it had Godzilla in it. So, just like Jaws. Jaws isn't about the shark. It's about the sheriff and dealing with his community on the island and doing all this. It just happened to have a shark in it in the backdrop. That's what I want. A good movie. Tell me a good story that's going to blow me away. When I saw Godzilla -1, I was blown away. Right? I had to go grab my wife, had to go see it again. Like, it just blew me away. Nothing about Godzilla, Kong, the new nothing blew me away. Nothing blew me away. It was just a bunch of CGI fuckfests on the screen. And the best way I can put this is, it's okay if you like it. Because here it is. This is the best example. Godzilla -1 is a great steak dinner. Right? It's like a 7-course meal. You got your steak, your T-bone steak. You got your baked potato, your vegetables, maybe a nice wine to go with it. And Godzilla x Kong is a double quarter pounder from McDonald's. That's the difference. One is like this elegant, like a chef made it. They put care in it, and it's like a food that you would go to a restaurant and pay top dollar for. And this movie, it's just your fast food. You go to the freaking Wendy's and get your $5 biggie bag, and that's what Godzilla x Kong is. It's a $5 biggie bag. And there's nothing wrong with that. Each person goes to movies for their own personal reasons. A lot of people like entertainment. A lot of people want story. But for me, this movie just didn't hit anything. It wasn't special. It didn't do anything I haven't seen before. The human characters were bland as hell. I didn't care about their story. Everything was so convenient. It's like, oh, King Kong just happened to get his arm messed up. That's like, what are we gonna do? King Kong's got frostbite. Oh, but that's okay, because we just happened to have this base in Hollow Earth that just happened to be working on this machine that just happened to be the right size of Infinity Power Glove for Kong. We just happened to have this, right? Like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? Come on, man. Like, what's going on? So I'm just looking at this movie and I started falling asleep toward the end of the movie. I was just like, I don't care, right? I don't care. But the one thing I did enjoy about this movie was, like I said, it should be titled Kong x Godzilla because it was more of a Kong movie. It was about Kong dealing with being in Hollow Earth and kind of being like the last of his kind. And then he stumbles across this dude right here who kind of comes out like Rock Lee. Like, he stands up, he's just like sitting there like this. Like he's about to do the drunken master style on King Kong. And that was it. And we found like a whole new ape society within Hollow Earth. Like there's a whole other section inside the center. Like you have Hollow Earth, which is in the center of Earth. And then you have like another section inside the center of the Earth. So it's like, what's going on? We're just adding, like Earth is so big, we have multiple different layers of Earth. And inside we have this one ape. He's kind of like a douchebag. And he makes all the other apes be slaves. So he's like enslaving his own people. And then like King Kong gets his ass whooped. So he's like, I need Godzilla to help me. So he goes up to Earth and he kind of like, tries to, like, he's like, no, Godzilla, hey, I need your help, son. I need your, and Godzilla's like, bro, I was sleeping fine. Why you messing with me? And then he tackles him into the pyramid that the aliens helped build thousands of years ago. And then they're like, calm down. They go down, they team up, blah, 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 the end. Like, I thought the little King Kong was funny. Like, it was funny, right? Like, my wife's like, oh, you didn't like the movie, but you laughed. Yeah, because the little fucker was funny. Like, the little bastard was he was a little asshole. He was funny. I thought the little monkey was funny. That doesn't mean the movie was good. I laugh at stupid shit all the time. We live in the world of social media. Just go on TikTok. There's a whole bunch of stupid shit that's funny. So, yeah, not the biggest fan of this movie at all. But what are you going to do, man? I went in with low expectations. I went in with the lowest of the expectations. I'm like, okay, if this movie can at least be entertaining with some action and all that crap, then I'll be fine with it. Just give me the action and crap. And they pulled the action and stuff off. I thought the special effects, the thing is, there's nothing about this movie that I could not have waited for it to come out on VOD. So if you're someone who hasn't seen this movie yet, and you're like, man, should I go to the theater and see this, or should I go and just wait for a streaming? Man, just wait for streaming, because I seen Godzilla vs. Kong on HBO Max when it came out, and there was nothing about that experience that was different than this experience, other than I had to hold in my piss, and I didn't want to get up to go piss in the middle of the theater, where I could have just paused it at home and went and took a piss. Godzilla was really an afterthought in this movie. Like he literally just goes to one spot, whips the kaiju's ass, then he sleeps inside the Roman Coliseum. He falls asleep in there. It's like his little bed that he curls up in there. Then when there's some activity, he gets up, goes fights the activity, goes back to sleep. That was it. Like, Godzilla was pointless in this movie. This could have easily just been a regular King Kong movie. It was all his story, which there's nothing wrong with that. I like King Kong. Like I said, Skull Island's my top, man. King Kong is my boy. I love King Kong. But Godzilla was like an afterthought. It was like they were just following Godzilla to see how he gets his pink radiation powers, and then for King Kong to go up top of Earth and just like, hey, yo, I need your help. And then they go down and, they beat up Homeboy, and that's pretty much it, So, I mean, it's what you expect, okay? It's what you expect. It's not Shakespeare. It's not going to tell you the meaning of life. It's not going to change your life. You're not going to walk out of the theater thinking about this movie a couple hours later going, man, that movie was something. I really liked what they did. Look, the human characters are done better, right? There wasn't a whole lot of human characters. Like I said, you had your token characters. You had your kid, your female, the token black guy, and then the love interest. Like, it was your generic character. It wasn't like oversaturated like the last one was. And the plot was the plot for the last one was just so over the top, and it was ludicrous and all kinds of stuff. But this one, at least the story was pretty simple. Hey, shit's going on. Let's go to Hollow Earth. Let's investigate. And boom, boom, boom. Humans get kind of dragged along on the ride. And then we find this other civilization of the girl who was from Skull Island. It's her family, not our family, but her people. And whatever, man. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Really, at the end of the day, who gives a shit? People just want to see big monster versus big monster, and boom. People are the average viewer is so satisfied with the bare minimum. I don't understand why people go out and put the extra effort into making something that's high quality when the average person is so amused by the simple things in life. Because this movie was stupid. This is the stupidest movie I've seen this year. This movie was absolutely stupid. It was just dumb. It was just dumb. We're pulling teeth. We're getting robot arms. It was dumb. And I know a lot of people are like, well, Rob, it's Godzilla and Kong. You should have known what you were getting. Yes, I know. But damn it, after seeing Godzilla -1, excuse me for having a little bit of hope that, God forbid, we would get something worth watching in this piece of shit of a movie. What a piece of fucking shit of a movie. What a piece of shit. It sucks so bad that after the movie, I had to go to Walmart and take a shit to relieve myself of the shit that I saw. But anyway, guys, that's just my opinion. Godzilla x Kong, it sucks. It sucks, and I'm sticking with it. But if you enjoyed it, good for you. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Hope you have a fantastic day. And remember, guys, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and it sucked. But more importantly, that's my opinion. Peace out, sauerkraut.